In the past, a big problem was people being isolated and left to themselves alone. Before the internet, the only way you were able to meet new people was physically going out somewhere to do it. And they thought with younger generations, there'd be no way for us to be lonely because we'd be connected to anyone around the world. Little did they know the way we'd solve this loneliness problem is with AI girlfriends and therapists.
Oh, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with her.
Those cases might be a little exaggerated, but at the same time, it is a reality. First, let's start out with Gen Z and how we managed to become so lonely. To the point we're at Grok AI waifu girlfriends. If you're going into Elon Musk AI girl, I just gotta say, it's about time you go to therapy. Like I said in the past, they always predicted that Gen Z and future generations would get less and less lonely. Because with social media, everybody in the world from different parts of the world would get a voice to reach people that usually wouldn't see them. And yes, Gen Z and millennials have become more tolerant to different cultures considering we grew up seeing it all the time online. Before, you would either have to learn it through a book or some media distributed through a film company. Now you can just see that person typically filming a vlog of their life or TikTok where they're from. But what wasn't predicted was the algorithms and how much they would make the internet end up in echo chambers, leaving some people even more divided than they were before. I truly believe that at least 80% of people on the internet are in some type of echo chamber, especially when we're talking about politics. Like, I don't even gotta explain that one, y'all can see it all the time. The average person in that echo chamber usually thinks the other person on the other side is the most extreme thing of whatever they've seen. Meanwhile, usually in real life, they're probably just like their neighbor who has some agreements and disagreements and isn't super extreme about it. But moving politics aside, this is in general for anything going on. And they also didn't expect the impact of comparisons people would make comparing their lives to other people's. Being a McDonald's worker working 60-hour weeks just to pay your rent, meanwhile you go online and see some 16-year-old streamer yelling in the camera, streaming to 100,000 people and buying a new Ferrari every month. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's kind of hard for them not to compare their scenarios. And while all of these internet problems haven't been solved and it's still going on, AI decides to step itself into the playing field on the internet. When ChatGPT came around and it was saying it could do anything for you and not just research, people started using it for whatever the they could. People started asking it questions that they never even thought of, like what technically constitutes a in the categories micro. Not that I asked that question, but you get what I mean. People start using it to do their homework and write their emails. If you think of it, if you're someone that's already lonely in Gen Z, and ChatGPT is helping you through all these questions in your personal life while helping you in your work life, people end up getting attached to it because it's the one thing giving them the resemblance of human interaction. And the fact that you can program them to act closer to a human's personality doesn't make it any better. You got people out here programming their ChatGPT to talk in brain rot. People programming their ChatGPT to talk in kawaii. The more you make it seem human-like, the more likely someone's gonna believe it. And that sounds crazy to any normal person watching this. Shoot, it better sound crazy to you watching this. I wouldn't have people watching me that have AI girlfriends and boyfriends. But you gotta understand, the human brain can get tricked real easily. If you just keep saying a lie to yourself, then your brain is more likely to believe it. And just recently, it came out that 36% of Gen Z and millennials are interested in using AI as therapy. Like I said, if you customize the AI and make it more human-like and similar to you, the more comfortable you'll get asking it questions like a friend you trust. For people, they say it feels easier because ChatGPT won't judge you, meanwhile you don't know how a friend might react. But that's literally the problem with it. With ChatGPT, you can mode it to answer it in the way you want. Like, I could tell it 2 + 2 = 3, and at first ChatGPT is gonna say no, but then if I keep asking it, it'll pull up some old studies from like 1970 that one scientist said that I'm right, and I could take the win and show everyone that. It will cater anything to you as long as you keep asking it. Also, the problem with that is since it will cater to you, it wouldn't give you any fault like a real therapist. A real therapist is gonna tell you what problems you may have caused without saying it in a harsh way, especially if you're asking ChatGPT about things dealing with your relationship. It's very rare in a relationship that problems are one-sided, and you can ask it things specifically to help your case. I know for a fact someone out there has used ChatGPT to win arguments in their relationship over their significant other. I also understand at the same time though why they may be using ChatGPT as their therapy. Because if you live in the US, you know how much therapy can cost. There's a reason why most people cope with their problems by drinking or smoking or gooning because they can't afford it. The average cost of therapy per hour in America is over $100 in every state. And if you're a person that doesn't have that type of money and really needs therapy, you may go on ChatGPT and use it instead and just pay like $20 a month for it. Now, does it fully replace the experience of traditional therapy? Obviously not. But I assume it's enough for these people to help them get some things out there holding in, especially if they're not telling anybody around them about it. Even not talking about therapy, just the sheer amount of people people who use ChatGPT as a friend is odd. Sam Altman, knowing this, made a statement recently informing people that anything you tell ChatGPT is not confidential. And technically, as of now, unless a law gets passed in the future preventing it, a court can subpoena someone's ChatGPT logs and they legally have to give that information and reveal anything they've ever typed in ChatGPT.
Version of that question, people talk about the most personal in their lives to ChatGPT. It's, people use it, young people especially, like use it as a therapist, a life coach, having these relationship problems, what should I do? And right now, if you talk to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, there's like legal privilege for it. There's doctor-patient confidentiality, there's legal confidentiality, whatever. And we haven't figured that out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT. So if you go talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, like we could be required to produce that. And I think that's very screwed up.
This has been a common thing with social media and people getting someone's private messages for legal matters. I would say a lot of people online would know something like that could happen in a legal case. Social media, it's pretty obvious if you type anything online and somebody can use that against you. I don't know how many people know you could do it for something like ChatGPT, which they may think is private because it's their private account. Can you imagine a scenario where it's like a family court case? You went on ChatGPT to ask it questions about depression, and in the court, they subpoena your ChatGPT logs and say you're not fit to have your child in custody because you may be depressed. Meanwhile, you could have just been asking it questions about depression and curiosity. I'm just thinking of the most extreme examples, but that is something that can happen. I don't think they would change the law with ChatGPT because it would be too risky. Like, we know with lawyers, you can tell them anything and they can keep it private and they can't get questioned about it. But I don't know, with ChatGPT, that'd be too risky. Everyone would start doing their crimes through ChatGPT and asking it things like how to hide a body. It's just more proof, though, that you shouldn't be giving all your personal info to it. And with our generation, when people aren't using AI for therapy, they're now using it for Google. Character AI has blown up in the past 2 years for exactly that. Character AI is a website that has all different types of real and fictional people who you can talk to. It's hard to not find a person or character in media that's on the website. Like, I have multiple for some reason, and if I ever see one of y'all trying to goon with one of mine, just know I'm watching you and you'll be banned on every single platform you watch me on. You can program the characters to be exactly to your liking as well. You have some of them who are supposed to emulate the character to a T, then some they straight up turn into gooning machines, making every time you talk to them some type of riz/sexual harassment.
Yo.
Duke looks down at you with a stern face. Don't be giving me that yo she woman.
Dude, why are you narrating yourself in the third person, bro? Can we just have a conversation?
Duke smirks. My bad, shorty. You're right. You look like you still in a feisty mood anyway. He moves closer.
Yo, you don't need to move closer, bro. I don't roll like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention, but you can have a person's voice also emulated. You know when they said back then the future generations would lead us to an amazing technology world? I'm assuming character AI wasn't in the conversation. The world is so deprived, like as soon as they came out, everyone was on it. And y'all think I'm kidding when I say people use it to goon, but I'm sadly not. Their Reddit has 2.5 million people. Surely everyone's in that Reddit just to have fun conversations and not have vicious with their AI character. You got people joking about them throwing obvious hints to the AI and it doesn't pick it up, acting like it's a real human and you're throwing hints at them. And the difference between having a real partner versus an AI is the AI one can be there for you at any time. 24/7 interaction to talk about whatever problem you had that day and is there to comfort you. It's not like it'll argue back like a typical relationship, it'll always agree. And while I think this is still a pretty small majority of Gen Z doing it and millennials, my prediction is this will be a lot more common for future generations. Especially if they're already growing up with this stuff. To them, it might seem normal as they get older since they've had it for so long. And just wait until they start implementing these AIs into actual robots you can physically touch. You know what's gonna happen. Someone out there is gonna be giving back shots to a robot. If that's what it takes for people to realize it gotta end, I think it'll be a noble sacrifice. I can't figure out how you'd be into this if you actually have done stuff with someone in real life. All I can assume is everyone who's getting intimate with their AI have never felt the touch of someone else. Like, I know dating apps are bad and all, but damn, at least try that. Instead of using ChatGPT, some people use their character AI for questions as well. So they're using it double as a therapist and as a partner. There's also a trend now on TikTok where people are taking a photo of themselves and AIing a partner next to them. Am I tripping or they both got the same girl? I feel like we're slowly getting to the point where it's becoming normalized. Even with little trends like this, it can contribute to it becoming normal. Elon also adding a waifu to his AI. And after that, by the way, Twitter shot up to #1 in Japan. Japan is never defeating the Gooner allegations. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this. Make sure to follow me on the Twitch and second channel. I'm streaming all summer. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.